The fingerprints of analysis have already appeared on the Xbox One, and gamers are beginning to realise that perhaps we didn't get the full story from Microsoft. So instead of our weekly news show this week, we thought we'd round up 15 things that they didn't tell you in the Xbox One conference. We'll start with Kinect. Now, it wasn't clear, but every console will ship with a Kinect sensor, and unlike the 360, it's likely the device will have to be plugged in to function. Now, this doesn't mean that all Xbox One games will have to have a Kinect component, but developers will now know that everyone has access to Kinect functionality. In creepier news, the machine can now register your mood from your face, and measure your heart rate from blood flow, and tell which player has which controller. But better yet, it's always on and always watching, and it can see in the dark via infrared. Yeah, best not point it at your bed. All games will require a mandatory installation, and once you've installed the game on your machine, you no longer need the disc to play. If you want to install the same disc onto another console, you'll have to pay a fee, the same cost as the original game. However, games are linked to accounts. You'll still be able to take a disc to a friend's house and play the game there, but only when it's linked to your account and you're signed in with your profile. If your friend then wants to play on their account, that will require the full retail purchase, unless you have the disc. Clear as mud. The console is designed to enable customers to trade in and resell Xbox One games, but Microsoft aren't ready to share exactly how yet. Now, we do know that players who activate a pre-owned retail disc will need to pay the same price as the original owner, and doing so will deactivate the game on the original owner's profile. Games can also be installed in segments, allowing them to start playing before the full title is downloaded, similar to Sony's streaming try before you buy mechanic on PS4. The Xbox One hard drive is 500 gigs, which might fill up quite quickly if you consider your library of must-install next-gen games. Also, if you look at the small print, the operating system itself will also take up some space on your hard disk. Contrary to prior speculation, there is no sweeping requirement for always online. However, there is still some speculation that it will require a connection once every 24 hours. Now, this would enable automatic background downloads and updates. And while there is no mandatory always online requirement for Xbox One games, developers can choose to implement it themselves. One of Microsoft's partners, remember, is EA, publishers of SimCity. We'll just leave that one there, shall we? If the US-centric TV shows weren't enough of a hint, the live TV and cable integration will only work in the US at launch. Bad news for the fans of The Price is Right. Indifferent news for the rest of us, of course, who live off Netflix and YouTube. Now, it works by connecting BT, Virgin, Sky or Freeview services to the machine via an HDMI pass-through, sold separately. And on the subject of watching things, the Blu-ray drive supports 4K and 3D output. Remember 3D? Yeah? No, must need that. The 8 gigs of memory will require 3 gigs for the operating system, and apparently there was also a deliberate decision not to target highest end graphics, instead focusing on a broad entertainment play. Xbox Live will use cloud capability to capture gameplay videos for sharing and support, and the friends list is capped at 1,000 people. And remember how easy it was to find the games you want on Xbox Live Arcade? Of course not, because it wasn't. And now it's going to be slightly harder or easier if you listen to Microsoft, since all games will be categorized in the same sections. Apparently this lack of distinction will aid users in discovering independent games, because it's always easier to find something stuffed into a cupboard than when it's neatly compartmentalized. However, this might not be too much of a problem, because there will be no dedicated support for indie games. Xbox One will also not be backwards compatible, but gamer scores and Xbox Live accounts will carry seamlessly across. Moving on to release titles, a new Rare game for Xbox One will be revealed at E3 next month, and Rise, Crytek's Kinect enhanced action game for Xbox One, will also be shown. EA has also confirmed that Battlefield 4 will launch on Xbox One, as will Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and Watch Dogs. Destiny, Bungie's first post-Halo project, will also be a release title. Exclusive content for Xbox One is likely to be exclusive features in widely available DLC. To use an example, FIFA 14's Ultimate Team mode will not be exclusive to Xbox One, but certain features will be. Onto the subject of hardware, the controller has changed slightly, with the 2 buttons where start and back used to be now related to UI navigation. Notable improvements include the redesigned D-pad and the lack of a sticky out battery pack on the back. Original Xbox 360 pads will not work with the Xbox One. Likewise, current gen gaming headsets will not be supported either, because of a new proprietary data port. Best pop that £150 Sennheiser headset on eBay now. The new Kinect works in 1080p, so Skype calls will be displayed in this resolution, if that's your thing. Microsoft is trying to crack Japan again. Apparently they're committed to Japan, but further details are scant. The original Xbox shifted 2 million units and the 360 1.6 million. Finally, UK retailers have kicked off pre-orders, with Zavvi predicting the price of the Xbox One at £400 and a projected release date of November the 30th. That's all we've got for now, but you can head over to computerandvideogames.com for daily updates, and please note that everything in this feature was believed to be true at the time this video was made. Stay tuned to CVG for more Xbox One updates as we get them.